It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day as a neighbor. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Would you be my neighbor? Y'all remember Mr. Rogers? The millennials and the 90s babies should remember Mr. Rogers. But that was my jam back then. I love Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers made you feel safe. Him and the Blues Clues guy. What's his name? And then now he be on TikTok asking me about my day and are you okay? Like, sir, the Blues Clues man. Like, sir, like, just delete your whole channel. Like, ain't no way you got me crying. But welcome back to another episode of the Healing Exchange podcast. Welcome back. Now, it is Saturday, the 4th of July for me. When I'm recording this, I'm like, let me go ahead and record before I go out and jump in somebody's pool, my pool, somebody's pool, eat somebody's food, do something. Got a 3-day weekend. Most people are off on Fridays. They get Fridays off. But me, with my new job, let's just start there. I got a great new opportunity working for a bank. I can't say the bank, but I'm not necessarily a banker, but I'll be in the corporate office. So thank God for elevation. Thank God for promotion. Thank God for better. Thank God for more money, more resources, more connections, more, all of that. And my first week of work was amazing. Like, usually we go to work and we don't want to go and it be boring, especially doing a training. You be like, this is so boring. But it was amazing. It was amazing. The first week was amazing. The benefits, what I'm learning. I'm like, that feeling you get when you go to a job or not just a job, but when God tells you to do something, like go through an open door or connect with this person or go here, do that. And you be like, but God, why? Why you want me to go over there? And he be like, and you just got to obey because he almost never reveals the whole why. He just tells you, hey, obey me. I'll give you the first few steps. Take this step, wait till I come back and I'll tell you what to do in a little while. That type of thing, And once you get through that open door or be obedient and you've been there a while in that position and it start to make sense. It start to be like, oh, okay, God, I'm starting to see why you got me here a little bit. You know what I mean? So that's the headspace that I've been in as I was going through the first week of work. It's like, oh, okay, God, I know why you got me here. You got me here for this person. You got me here for this skill. I know you want me to learn this so I can get my house, my credit. You got me here for a reason. This is intentional. Because if it was up to me, when I left my last job, I wasn't finna, with the avenues I was going, I was doing different things like trading and investing in certain things. And I'm like, and I got a terrible habit of thinking I'm going to blow up instantly. I don't know why I be thinking that, but I guess it's that type A in me. Like, all right, after I do this, I'm finna blow up. Like, I'm finna make a lot of money. And it don't be working like that. Like, it don't work like that. And I'm only 32. So it's like, in my mind, I'm retired at 32. I'm finna make all this money. I'm finna sit at home. I ain't finna go on nobody else's job. That was my plan. You know what I mean? And I was able to enjoy the first 6 months not working. God provided. Thank you, Jesus, for providing. I can't even take the brunt of that. He provided for me. So anyway, I'm here. I'm at that job and it's corporate and I am loving it so far, like genuinely loving it. It's not like I'm loving it just for right now because it's new and it's more money and the pay rate. No, I actually like what I'm learning. I like the skills. I like the job. I'm a problem solver anyway. I know that's one of my strengths. So I'm in the right element. And it helps me in the career path of what I'm going to do as far as pursuing psychology, because I'm a psychology student. So I'm like, it's all lining up. I think that just feels good to me to know that it feels good to know that you in God's will. It's a fulfilling, especially I know what it feels like to not be in God's will for so long. I know what that feels like. But I'm finally in God's will and knowing that I'm in, not perfect now. I'm not talking about perfect and no sin. I'm talking about I'm in God's will. I'm being obedient, and this is where he wants me. I'm not somewhere where he don't want me. So it's fulfilling, man. It's like a fulfillment. So I'm excited about my new journey, and I went on a whole tangent, but welcome to the Healing Exchange podcast, where you got me, Jaquilla McFarley, as your host, me and Holy Spirit. Welcome back. Now, there has been, first, I do want you to like, share, subscribe. You know what to do if you're on YouTube. Subscribe, Apple Podcasts, add the podcast to your playlist. Spotify, do the same. Share the reel. I usually post a reel Monday morning. Share the YouTube link. That'll help me. Share the Instagram. Instagram is healing_exchange. Share the TikTok. That's at Jaquilla MC. You can also add me on Facebook. That's just me, Jaquilla McFarley. So share it. People want to know how you can support. Share each episode. Share the YouTube link. Share. You know what I mean? Just share it. If you think what I talk about or what the guests I bring on talk about is deemed worthy or valuable, share it. Other people need to hear it. Not share it for me to get views and likes necessarily, but share it because it's good information. And I make sure I come on here and whoever I bring on here shares pertinent information, good information, valid information, So if I don't know about something, I'm going to bring a guest on here, because you should not be listening. I said this before. You should not be listening to anybody that don't know what they're talking about for real. Like, I will never talk about marriage, divorce, being homeless, or there's certain things I can't talk about because I have not experienced it. I can only talk about what I've experienced. So, and that's what makes it real, So, I'm here. It's a Saturday. To be honest with you, I ain't doing that. I'm finna enjoy my 3-day weekend. I got Monday off. But I did want to, God gave me a topic again. He spoke to me. Now, this topic is very unique to me as well, because it's something, if I'm being honest, it's something that I still deal with. So I want to talk about the comparison trap. The comparison that kills. The comparison trap. Now, the funny thing about comparison that I've noticed when me and God was talking, like with me, what I noticed with me, because, God always showing me stuff about me, which is a good thing. That's a good relationship. But comparison, you don't get caught up in comparison until you start looking sideways or looking in a direction you're not supposed to look, instead of the direction that you have in your lane. Like you hear people say, stay in your lane. You don't start comparing until you look and be minding other people's business, or until you start scrolling on social media and you see, oh my God, she's younger than me and she's married. Or, oh my God, how did she get this particular guy with her looks? And I know I look better than her. Or, oh my God, how did they advance so much in kingdom work or ministry and I'm still here? Or, oh my God, she dressed or he dressed real good. He be doing his little mini vlogs, the get ready with me's, and he be having nice suits and shoes, or she be wearing nice clothes and stuff like that. Or she got a man, or she got they got a whole marriage with a nice house and kids, and they seem to be doing good. Or this person over here making a lot of money. And that's when you start comparison, and comparing it to your life, and you start thinking of the things that you don't have. Think about that now. Not the things that you've been blessed with, not the ways God has made, not the resources he has provided to you, not where you are, how you're doing better than a lot of people anyway, not that you got a roof over your head, not that you got a car you can drive, not that you got a good job, but because the good job, because you're looking in that lane, the good job ain't enough. All of a sudden, your life is not enough. All of a sudden, how you do things and your purpose is not enough. When you start looking in other directions, when you start scrolling and comparing yourself, and you start, I think it's coveting. You start coveting other people's stuff when you want what somebody else got that God didn't give you. He gave it to them, whether God gave it to them or not. However, because I told y'all time and time again, social media be lying. People on social media be lying most of the time. Now, I ain't going to say everybody because, at the end of the day, I don't know everybody's life. But most of the time, what we see on social media, on the internet, period, is fake. People always, and I think we all do this, like sometimes naturally. When we post Instagram, X, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, we only post the good stuff. Most of the time. We post, all right, I'm finna go out. I'm dressed up. I'm dressed to the gods. I got makeup on. I'm going out. That's what we post. That's what we record. We out with our friends. But we don't, most of the time, don't record those days where it's sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with no makeup on. That's when you the prettiest. I hope that you don't take it wrong. That's Drake. But we don't record those lonely days. We don't record those bed rotting days where I'm just in the bed, I'm chilling, I don't want to do nothing. Or those insecure moments, or those moments where you had a bad day at work, or those moments where you're frustrated, road rage, or you got into an argument, or whatever, those negative processes that we go through as human beings that everybody has. Is if you only have positive outlooks or happy days, and like if you always wearing makeup every day, like I can't imagine you wear makeup every single day, 24 hours a day, glamored up, going to the mailbox. People that work out with makeup just be throwing me. Now I get it if it's like an event and it's a photographer and you're trying to promote a brand, but people that wake up, they know they finna record and go to the gym blatantly with makeup on, that's not real. That's fake. You don't go to the gym with makeup on. You go in your gear. You can still be cute. Go in your gear, your shoes, and it's sweat. It's pain. It's muscle tension. It's you doing the work. You're stressing yourself out for good, because not all stress is bad. Stress is a neutral thing. We need stress in our lives, to be honest with you. Stress makes us better. Now, I ain't talking about over stressing when that's all you do is stress. But when things are stressed, when things are pulled, when things are crushed and stuff like that, that's good for us. But most of the time, people don't share those moments. They don't share, people that wake up and they record their devotion. I'm not knocking it, because it's very possible you turn on the camera. Hey, I'm going to get this moment, turn the camera off, and you have true devotion. But there are some people that don't have devotion and they just record it. And then imagine you scrolling and you're like, oh my God, their devotion looks so peaceful. Oh, that balcony is so pretty. Oh, how she highlighted with the different colors on the notebook and her journal is so pretty. I want to do that. I got the little cute gel pens, and it's like all along, she don't even do that for real. She just do that when it's time to record. But here you are coveting, jealous over something that's not real. It's not real. They lying. Most of the time. Not everybody now. But most of the time they lying. The whole time you trying to keep up with a fake life. A fake life. And it is an insult to God to want to be like or want something someone else has that he did not create you for. It's unfair to him to say, God, I know you created me, but I don't like what you created. So, but I like how you created that person. I want that. I want their body. I want their smarts, their brains. I want their personality. I want to preach and teach like them. I want friends like that. I don't want what you gave me. I like that better. How can you imagine how that makes God feel? Like you totally discounted what he took his time on. And people, I had someone challenge me, like, how can you say God made you? God made me. Like, technically, I was made in my mom's womb. And I challenged that person back. But who made your mom's womb? Who made your mom? Okay, my mom's mom made my mom. And my mom's dad did that, not God. But who made them? Okay, their parents made them. All right, who made their parents? And we going all the way back. It's tracking all the way back to thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago to Adam and Eve. When God created Adam and Eve from the dust of the earth that he created now again. He created them from the dust of the earth. He made Eve from Adam's rib. And then life went on from Adam and Eve. So who created you? Your mom carried you. Your dad had the seed. But you were created by God. You were created from the dust of the earth. He formed you. He had you in mind thousands of years ago. He is the originator. Just like with plants or things that produce, like when you have seeds, like, and then things just keep going. It's a domino effect. But the originator, the original plant who created that seed was God. It just, people kept watering the seed. That's how God created, to reproduce. But that does not mean he did not create you. He created you. He had you in mind. He had the most ultimate, amazing design in mind when he created us human beings. So yes, God is your creator. God knows you more than anyone else or anything else. He created you. So imagine you telling God, God, I don't like how you made me. Now, this is not to say you can't be honest with God with your insecurities. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that blatantly be like, I want to work on nothing. They're not being vulnerable necessarily. They're just saying, I want what they got. I want this. And they will work towards that or try to strive to be like something else that God did not create them to be. And it fails. And now you're mad at God. Like, how ludicrous is that? That is diabolical. God didn't create you to be that. And you know what? I had to apply that to I struggle with this, y'all. Still struggle with this to a capacity to where I'm a strange girl. Okay? I've recently accepted that I'm a strange girl. I'm not the normal female, or what the world would call a normal female, femininity, girly girl, whatever. God had to show me, what did I say about the female or the woman in the Bible? Not what the world says. What did I say? What are my standards as how you can be a true woman? How you walk in femininity, because femininity is not necessarily Bible, but there are a lot of words that are translated to English because Bible is hitting in Hebrew and Greek. Then to translate it, that's why you got to read your Bible and study it, not read it with American eyes. You got to get the Strong's Concordance. You got to translate certain words because certain words don't mean the same thing, just like different languages. Spanish words don't always translate the same as English words, and they don't always mean the same thing. Same thing with the Bible. So in order for me, like, first I had to focus. Like, all right, God, I'm not the girly girl. And I tried it. I tried pink. I tried long nails. I tried, and there's nothing wrong with trying. So I'm not speaking on trying being like the thing that's wrong. But I tried all of that just to find myself. Because when you find yourself, you have to try things like that. When you find yourself, that's a given, you know. Most people don't even try. So even trying it, I tried it. But once you discover it's not you, but you still try to force it because someone else looks good with it, or someone else got it, or someone else has it, but you feel like it'll look better on you. That could be looks, that could be internal, external, that could be material things, that could be relationships, but you feel like you'll do it better, or you feel like, oh, she doing it, so let me do this. Maybe that'll make me look pretty like her, or beautiful like her, or make me get this type of man. You know what I mean? Because that's the same for attractions too. Like, God slapped me upside my head with this topic. Most of our attractions, I can speak for me. The media and social media tells us what's attractive, like what the world is attracted to. Because, years ago in the 90s, big woman wasn't a thing. Although big women were beautiful, the world and the media told us, no, you should like a petite woman. She got to be petite, body curves, nice lips, glamorous. She got to be a model. The world will tell you that is beautiful. This is what's the trend right now. This is what the world is glorifying right now. But does that make the big girl unattractive? Yes, it does, according to the world. But her and herself, in God's eyes, how God made her, she's beautiful. But because the world is glorifying this, that's where we veer our attractions to, because we want to be in the trend. We want to be like the world. That's the only way I can say it. We want to be like the world. We don't want what the world doesn't want. Like the world glorifies. It's like the world glorifies you not being yourself. Everybody has to be the same. Everybody has to go with this trend. This is a trend that's going. There's been so many outfit changes and trends, y'all, in this world since I've been alive. There was the Soulja Boy trend where everybody was wearing baggy. The boys was wearing baggy shirts way too big, like 3 times bigger than their actual shirt size. Big hats that don't fit, that's to the back. Big pants that don't fit them, and they cranking that Soulja Boy, doing the Batman. Like, I was looking at some of the old videos, like, we look very ridiculous. We look dumb. Like, us women wearing plaid pants, just the stuff that we did because everybody else was doing it. And then you look back on it like, man, that was so dumb. It didn't even look right. We just doing it because everybody was doing it. Me included. Because that was the trend. That's what made you popular. You didn't want to be an oddball. It's hard to be an oddball because that leads to bullying. People think you're strange and blah, blah, blah. It spills over to that. So the world doesn't encourage you being yourself. God does. If you're on the Lord's side, He encourages you being yourself and walking in your purpose. But it's just so dangerous to compare yourself. And I'm going straight off the dome, y'all. I was writing notes on my iPad. Look at me, iPod. Y'all remember the iPods? When we had what song y'all was playing on y'all iPod? For me, it was either Complicated by Nivea or like some sort of B2K song or something. Or Chris Brown, of course. But y'all remember we used to burn CDs and like burn songs on the CD on the CDs and then giving away. Oh, y'all remember when we used to record our voicemail? I'm talking to 90s babies now. I'm a millennial. You might have more backdated memories that I can't go back to because I probably wouldn't even thought about. But when we used to record voicemails, we used to record songs. You'll play the song like, yo, this is B Nasty. I ain't answering. Hit me up after the beat. I miss those days though. But we used to do some crazy stuff. Just, again, keeping up with the trend, trying to stay cool, man, trying to stay popular. But when you look back as the world, because the world is going to evolve, back in the 90s, we had no idea we would have AI and chat GPT and stuff like that, and HD TV and 4K. We had the big TVs with the big backs on it. We, at that time, we didn't know that it can get any better than that. And look where we at. It has gotten better than that. Everything is in advancing. There's nothing wrong with the advancement. But when it comes to the culture, when it comes to what's going on, the culture, sometimes the world's culture will tell us, hey, this famous guy, Chris Brown, is dating this girl. Now every man want a girl like how Chris Brown got her. Now they want a light skin, brown skin, whatever girl. Although yesterday they thought this other type of girl was beautiful. Now she's no longer beautiful because the media is glorifying this type of girl. Nobody is truly going within themselves anymore and figuring out, what do I actually like? What do I like? And if we be honest, that's the reason why we don't truly be our true selves. That's the reason why I wasn't truly being my true selves. I'm out here wearing pink. I tried weave a few times. It just didn't work. I just was just so uncomfortable. I'm trying to wear these outfits that are not like me, which is you wasting money because you're going to wear the outfit, but you're not going to be confident in it. So at the end of the day, it's still not going to look right on you. It's still not going to look right on you because you don't wear it with confidence, because deep down, that's not you. This is not me. I'm wearing this because it's the trend. Instead of still being modest now, I ain't saying, looking terrible, but instead of wearing what you like or what looks good to you, what is true to you and your personality, you got to go with the trend because you want to be included. Or you keep comparing yourselves to all of these. This is the type of guy I'm attracted to, but this is the type of woman he got. Maybe I need to be more like her. Maybe I need to pose in a picture like this. I need to use more filters. Not all along, you being a catfish now. Using a lot of filters, over filtering your pictures, videos, adding extra stuff, editing your AI now. That is a catfish. That is deception. You are deceiving people. That is not you, sis. That is not you, my brother. That's not your body. That is not how that suit would fit if it was on you. That is not how that dress would fit if it was on you. And it's so scary now when I be scrolling on Facebook and seeing, Facebook got them little stupid games where it's like showing you in a certain silhouette or theme. Some people really be making that stuff their profile picture, or constantly posting AI generated re-imaging photos. What pissed me off though? They really think that we dumb. Do you think we're dumb to think that that's you? I've seen you, ma'am. I've seen you in person. I've seen you, sir. Clearly that is not you, and you are deceiving people who has not met you. You're using that tool. AI was not meant to be used for manipulative means. To manipulate. You're supposed to use it as a tool to enhance. Y'all know what enhance mean? Something you already have, your wherewithal, your thought processes, your intelligence, your thoughts being enhanced. Meaning that AI is supposed to add a color. AI is supposed to, hey, I like this idea, but change it around to make it sound like this. Not do the whole blueprint for you from scratch. Not think for you. That's not what AI was created for. But the world knew that that's what we would be using it for. And in turn, that generates more money. We fell right into their trap. Now, the scary part is, this is just a prediction in my opinion, we're going to have doctors and nurses in the medical field and big jobs, psychologists, therapists, big jobs that are needed in the world, but people are not going to be able to do it because they don't have the knowledge, because they use AI and chat GPT throughout school to think for them. And now when you get into surgery and you operate on somebody's brain, you don't know what you're doing because AI wrote that essay for you, or AI wrote that dissertation, or AI gave you all the answers on the test. You ain't studied. You ain't go through that course willingly and with thought and thinking for yourself. You went through that course with AI, cheat sheets. That's the scary part that I hope I'm wrong now. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I don't want to be right about this, but nurses and doctors and those big jobs and titles like that, saving lives, police officers, things that we need, that you have to go to school for, firefighters, I pray this is not the case, but the way AI is going and the way people are using it, they're not going to have the knowledge to actually be in that position. And that's scary, because you're going to be misdiagnosing people. You're going to be searching on Google, or you're going to be working on people using the wrong tools. Like, these are people's lives. AI is supposed to be an addition, an enhancement. AI is not supposed to think for you. AI is not supposed to make you look a certain way that you don't look. Now, I post pictures filter or non-filter. And if I use a filter, it's not over-filtered. Because that's the thing, filters. And because it's a lie. It's deception. That's not your business. That's somebody else. Like, you're using AI. You at home in the bed. You ain't even thinking. That's scary, y'all. To me, that's scary. But anyway, as I was saying, all of this is in the realm of comparison. I used to deal with that. I used to think I was just the strangest girl in the world. And I am. And I accept it. I'm sensitive. I'm strange. I'm different. I'm weird. I'm a nerd. Sometimes I like hood stuff. Sometimes I like nerdy stuff. I like documentaries. I like to play my PS5 console. I play games. I like to watch streaming video games. And when you look at me, you wouldn't think that. I like to dress up. I like street clothes. I am feminine in my own way. I'm a very soft girl, but I can be a tomboy. I like to cook. I like to clean. I'm soft in my aura and in my environment. I am a thinker. I am an overthinker. Even the bad stuff about me. I'm a control freak. I sometimes have too much anxiety. I am an introvert. I like to be by myself most of the time. All of these things that are you. All of those things sum up you. Makes you you. Weaknesses and strength. God designed it that way for a reason. Imagine if we was all in this world, and we was all the same way. Like, that'll be a world of robots. That would be so boring. Like, no, I'm not supposed to sound like this particular motivational speaker. Like Joyce Myers, she is such an inspiration when I see her. Joyce Myers is monotone. She just be up there talking, being herself. Some people might deem her as boring or not enough enthusiastic, but she stayed true to herself, and she's still one of the biggest speakers, preachers, ministry workers, author, best-selling author in the world. But she stayed true to herself. She didn't be like nobody else. She's not going to be like T.D. Jakes. She's not going to be like a Prophetess Barbara Calloway. She's not going to be a Juanita Bynum. They are their own people. Joyce Myers stays true to herself, which is why I love it. And she's still making millions of dollars. She still has 6-7 figure businesses, books, ministry, a huge mega church. Those are her people. Those are people that are assigned to her. But she would have never got there if she wasn't truly herself. She was trying to be like someone else is dangerous, because what I went through might kill you, might take you out. Everybody got different hands in life. Everybody has a different hand in life. I should have just looked at the time on here. I don't know why I'm trying to look in the kitchen. But anyway, everybody got a different hand in life. We all have different experiences. We have different assignments. We have different purposes. Now, the purposes might look similar, but how you act out that purpose It's what makes the difference. There are thousands of preachers, thousands of speakers, thousands of authors, but it's what's unique to you. What is the message God wants you to get out? And even the message might be similar to someone else, but in how we relay it, your temperament, your personality, how God wants you to get it out, that's the difference. Because how I get it out may attract this certain type of people, and how you get out the same message might attract these type of people, because it's how people receive it, how they retain it. That's why we should not be comparing ourselves to anything or anyone. We shouldn't be coveting what someone else got. You don't know what them people went through to get to where their marriage is now, 20 years later. How can you compare a marriage 20 years later and say, I want that? I want that man. I want a man like that. But 20 years prior, the first 5 years of their marriage, they was about to divorce. They couldn't stand each other. They had to go to counseling. They had to go to therapy. That man that you see now, or that woman that you see now, wasn't that woman 15 years ago. They grew. So to look at someone's end result, or look at someone's result now, if it's real, and say, I want that. Give me that, how it is, God. No, you have to build. Just like they built, you have to build. Just like with different platforms. Like I used to be like, God, I see some people and they just be blowing up. Then I found out some people buy likes. Some people buy followers. Some people hire people to build that for them. They don't build it. They hire professionals to build platforms to get followers, so that they can be 0 followers today and 1,000 followers next week, and then 2 million followers 2 months later. Paying for that. I don't think that's authentic. Everybody got their own opinion. I just don't think that's authentic. But it made me appreciate, like, nah, let me just slowly build this up. Let me do it God's way and be patient. Because honestly, if one life is changed, I did my job. I'm fulfilled. If one person watched the podcast per week, I'm fulfilled. I did my job. That person, I sowed a seed in one person's life. Or I planted a seed, or I watered a seed in somebody's life. One person matters. That's big. One person. Now their lives has changed, but we have to have thousands of people watching us, which tells you that you have the wrong motive anyway. That's not the right motive. You want a platform, you want followers and likes, or you want to be the change agent in someone's life. Because truly, that's where it starts. Because even when you get the big platform and all of the people, you're not going to be able to keep up with it and maintain it, because it's fake. It's fake. Yeah, it's cool. It's glamorous. You going viral for a minute. But then when the stuff hit the fan and your life come to the light and the truth come out, now you don't want it. Now it's too much. Now everybody know you've been lying to them. You ain't been living this life. You at home beating on your wife, or you don't treat your kids right, or you're not living what you preach. Because you paid for that platform. You did that. God didn't do that. So we shouldn't base people's effectiveness off of the followers they have or how famous they are. God don't care about none of that. He don't. He really don't. He be looking at the heart. God don't care about none of the stuff we think he care about. Like the stuff we care about, God don't be caring about that. Because you can lift your head up and your eyes in hell with the thousands of followers you had and be confused like, God, but look at what I did. And God be like, nah, I didn't know you. That wasn't me. That was you. And what was that for? You did all that to go to hell? You lived that fake life for what? There's no reward in that. You get literally, that's what the Bible says. When you do stuff for performance or for people to look, your reward, you getting your reward right now. That is your reward. Your reward is not in heaven. It's the stuff you do. It's the life you live in private as well as in front of people. It's the things you do when you're by yourself and when you're out with people. The core of you should still be the same in front of people or when you're alone. Now we have different, you know, flaws and things about us that, you ain't supposed to tell everything to everybody, but the core of you should be the same. Somebody should see you at the grocery store. Like, y'all know what was bothering me in the beginning? Like, when I first did this podcast, and by around season 2, I started going out, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm not getting a lot of, in the beginning, I was looking at the likes and the things, and I started off on a good high. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, people actually are listening to me, and I was getting caught up on the wrong things. And then when I used to go out, people would be like, oh my God, my friend sent you this podcast, or I knew you look familiar. And it used to give me anxiety, because I'm like, oh my God, I can't go out and look like a bum and be raggedy, because I have to watch how I go out. I have to be presentable. I'm being honest. I have to be presentable. I can't just go out to the store and be looking raggedy. Like, people really are watching me. One of the jobs I had, somebody was like, you look so familiar. And she kept saying that the whole training, and then figured out, oh my God, it's your podcast. And I'm like, oh, what did you see? What episode was it? Like, what? Oh my God. But that's what comes with it. That is what comes with it. You cannot run or hide. Just like as my intro says. You can run, but you can't hide. I made that the intro for a reason. But I have to live what I preach. That's why I'm so open with my struggles and the things that I deal with. Can't nobody use my truth or my struggles against me. If you see me in the media, like, none of my dirty laundry would go viral, because it's like it wasn't a secret. It's not a secret. I told y'all that I'm a control freak. I told y'all that I have that struggle with women. I still love women. I'm very attracted to women. And I'm not saying this as an excuse or nothing like that, but I'm saying can't nobody use nothing against me, because I already said it. Because I'm honest. I'm authentic. This is what helps people. You know what I mean? I don't give detail and everything, but I'm honest with my struggles and what I deal with and where I'm at in my mind. I'm honest. And if I don't know about something, I tell y'all. I bring somebody else on. And they help me. They be empowering me. So the moral of the story is, y'all, be real. And then don't compare yourself. You don't know you don't know what they went through to get to where they are. Because it's so unfair to say you want something someone else had, but when you say you want something someone else got, and when you covet that, you saying, all right, I want the hell as well that comes with what you got that I want. You want that hell too. If anybody, jealousy, all of that is so dangerous, because you are calling that hell that's attached to what you want to yourself. And you may not be able to handle that. You may not survive that like that person survived. That was their destiny process. That's what God had for them. What God has for you is for you. What God had for them is for them. Figure out what God has for you. Stay in your lane. Because the more you are distracted, looking and comparing yourself to other people's lanes, you are taken away from your own lane. You are delaying yourself and what God has for you. Because I promise, once you get to what God has for you, you're not going to want what nobody else wants. I promise you not. You're going to be so settled and fulfilled, because now you know the reason why you are the way that you are. That is a great feeling. I relish in my sensitivity now. I relish in my strangeness. I'm strange on purpose now. I'm just being myself. I love my style. I found my style that's unique to me. I found my femininity that's unique to me. And I don't feel that me and God are agreed on. Everybody's convictions are different. Don't compare your convictions to somebody else. God may not want you to listen to R&B at all, but that don't mean I can't listen to a little R&B, because that's not my conviction. That was never my struggle. You struggle with that. You struggling in your mind. You know what I mean? You struggle with imagination. Everybody got different struggles. So everybody's conviction is different. That's why we shouldn't judge people right off. We should tell them the right thing to do. We should stay in the Bible. If you're going to give somebody Bible, keep your opinions and your culture and what you used to and your tradition and how you were raised, keep it out and stick to the Bible. This is what the Bible says. All right? Don't put your own convictions on someone else. That is a form of comparison. No, God gave you that. He didn't give me that. No. Pray. Get a relationship with him and figure out what your lane is. Once you focus and zero in on your lane and what you're supposed to do, it's not always at church. You may not be, I've accepted that I'm not going to be up in the pulpit hooting and hollering. I may be in a few pulpits, but I'm probably not going to be hooting and hollering. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love me a good hoop and holler at church. But that's not me. I always wanted to do that. I used to practice it, y'all. I used to practice it in the mirror of tuning up and how it would sound if I go with the music or the organ. It doesn't work for me. That's not me. It doesn't work for me. Now, if you look at my family on both sides, that's what they do. I don't knock it. They're really good at it, but it skipped me. Okay, I'm different. I'm a different type of preacher. A preacher is heralding the good news. I herald the good news in a different way, according to how God created me, my temperament, my tone of voice, things like that. And there are things you can practice and God approves, but that God ain't approved that for me. God did not approve that for me. I promise you he did. I've asked and coveted other people's stuff and played it in my head. It's not for me. It's just not for me. And I accept it. Now I know what's for me. This is my lane, not just here on the podcast, but me speaking motivationally or me teaching. I'm a teacher. I can teach anything. I'm a teacher. You know, that is a fivefold gift. I am a teacher. That is my lane. I'm staying there. That is where God has me. I am not going to compare myself to an evangelist. That is not my lane. God does not have me there. So I'm not going to do work of an evangelist because it's not going to be effective. Because that is not where God has it. I am officially out of God's will. I am officially being disobedient when I'm comparing myself and trying to be like something that God did not create me to be. I am now in disobedience. I am disobeying God blatantly by coveting what she got or what he got, because that's what I want. So please be mindful. Please be careful. There's nothing wrong with social media. Everything's in social media now, but when you scroll so much to where it's affecting you, and now you want what somebody else wants, and you're comparing, and that in turns lowers your self-esteem, and makes you insecure. You're telling God, you didn't fearfully and wonderfully make me. You didn't fearfully and wonderfully make me. That's what you're saying, in other words. But he did. You going to discount his work? He created you. And it's a masterpiece. And he's still shaping you. You are perfect to God. And I'm talking perfection in a way of how he created you. He created you intentionally like that. Everything, every body part, and the things that you don't like, you can change. That's reasonable. That's true. If you don't like your weight, change it. Go to the gym. But as far as you, how your nose looks, your ears, the grain of hair you have, your eyes, you know, who you are at the core of you, your temperament. God made you that way for a reason. The things that you went through, the struggles that you have even. God made you that way for a reason. Figure out that reason. That way you can have that fulfillment. That way you can be at peace and settled in your lane and not look at the other person to the right or left and focus on another lane or keep scrolling. I encourage everybody to do a social media fast, because social media have you out here looking crazy and comparing yourself to a fake life, or making you believe, even if the life is real, that you can have that life and go through the hell that they went through, but you may not survive the hell so that's dangerous. Stick to your hell. I hate to say it like that. Stick to your hell. Get through your storm. What is that teaching you? Don't delay yourself. Don't discount yourself, and don't insult God. He loves you. So I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all next week. I had to get that out. As y'all can see, I ain't looked at the tablet not one time, because this came straight off the dome. This is very passionate to me. Let's work on it together, because it's something I still work on. It's levels. Comparison is a big thing. Let's do it together. I love y'all. Enjoy your holiday this week, or by the time I put this up, I hope you would have enjoyed your holiday if you celebrated, or if you just had a day off. Enjoy your leisure time. Rest. And I love you.